All right, guys, this video is for you. For you. All right, let's take a look at this. So on one side we have Oxman Krebs, and the other side we have the Maslow Pyramid. So our discussion is going to focus on the discussion about what is the right type of knowledge to manage agents that then manage partners. All right, so the knowledge to manage agents and then manage partners. Okay. So let's go on the timeline and explore the evolution. So if we're looking at partners here, their basic needs as investors are they need to actually know where's their money. Okay? Is their property okay? That's basic. That I would say is the physiological need. Okay? You cannot have a relationship with an investor if these basic things are not being attended to. Okay? So when you get questions like, where's my last payment? How much am I owed? These type of questions that emerge, they're probably at this level. Okay? They're probably at the most basic physiological level of an investor's hierarchy of needs. And you can answer that. You can answer that with a report. You can answer that with an app. You can answer that with many different things. In fact, let's just pretend to use the most basic thing. The most basic thing is just a report and a receipt. Report, receipt, report, receipt. Okay? And so that level is answerable with that. Safety. Safety requires a more complex ritual. It requires a more in-depth ritual. Safety could be like, here, your property is going to be safe with me. Here's my team. Here's the people who are going to be looking after it. Here's a business plan. Here's a contract. Okay? This requires a larger, more immersive ritual, more immersive experience to produce. Okay? So safety is achieved through not just I said so, but evidence showing, okay, here's the person, here's the SOPs, here's your business plan, here's all these components. Now you're allowed to feel safe. Okay? We don't have many issues emerging that fail in churn due to safety and physiological now. Okay? If you look at churn, if you look at all these, they're happening at the higher levels. They're happening at love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. Okay? Love and belonging can probably explain the Davids, okay, David Bellin, Lee Stevens. They can explain the good jujus. And they don't feel any love. They don't feel any belonging. Okay? They hate us, which means that they tried to love us at some point. Okay? So remember, the people who leave who are indifferent never had their commitment to actually want that kind of relationship with us. But a person who calls you every day to talk about their feelings. Sound familiar? Yeah? It's a type of love. It's a type of strange love. We might not feel that as love, but they want that. They want somebody they can talk to help reduce their anxiety, okay? To help make them feel better. We're not going to solve that using an AI chatbot, okay? Because the only thing that people feel when they talk to an AI chatbot longer and longer is more lack of love, more lack of belonging. And I just realized that after talking with Buddy, okay? So here's a limitation to what Booty can do. Booty can bring, I think, anyone up to safety. But to love and belonging, you need something different. You need a way to make that experience feel concrete. You can do an event. You can do a video, okay? Those will satisfy a lot of love and belonging concerns. So when somebody sees that they've been given a gift, they've been included in a story, they're part of a narrative, right? They belong somewhere, that will make them feel that they're truly there. So the design of Booty, I said, was kind of like this, right? You can keep on going on the engineering side and you can keep on texting and trying to understand people and doing this design and stuff. But the medium of using text messages, the medium of using newsletters is a very weak medium to actually gain love and belonging. The strongest medium is through long form video. People can watch a movie and feel a lot of love and belonging to all the principal characters in the movie. You watch like a movie for 2 hours. Like some of your favorite people are movie characters. Like a lot of people will be like, yeah, I want to be like Luke Skywalker. I want to be like this person. I want to be like this person. Okay? So at some point, Booty needs to transition from the Oxman Krebs of going and using, let's say, the WhatsApp channel, the newsletter channel, to delegating over love and belonging situations, okay, to a stronger format, to probably a video, to probably a meeting, to probably an RTT, probably something like that, okay? Because to continue in the chat, to continue in the thing, is not going to solve the problem. You're not going to make someone feel low and blonde because you sent them a newsletter, all right? But you will if you say, hey, look, I made this special video for you. It talks about how you feel. It talks about this, and here's how everyone else feels too. I made this video with a bunch of female owners who all want emotional support, and this is how they feel when they first entered the market, right? These kind of moments will, at scale, produce love and belong, okay? But we cannot be blind. Okay, so you get it, right? Is it beginning to make sense? Okay, so Booty's process is going over here. And yes, we need to continuously understand science. We need to understand psychology. We need to understand demographics. We need to understand this, okay? But we also need to know that as we come into art, we need to probably think art is love and belonging, and art cannot be in WhatsApp, right? And it cannot be in text, because that does not hold people's attention for very long. It doesn't hold watch time. It doesn't get people a comfortable sort of thing, and that's kind of it. Okay, that's probably the main takeaway here. Okay, so I'm telling you that because I think the previous design of Booty was to keep it entirely inside text, right? Entirely inside Booty scope without leaving. But I think the new scope and the scope that's consistent with Booty's behavior, with Thea's behavior even, is here. This is great, but I think this is the level. This can be better actually. You will feel much better after you watch this video. Just leave it like that. You don't need to explain shit, right? You don't need to explain all this stuff, right? Like da 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 da. Be like, this sounds like a situation that we had before, but our founders made this video, and you'll feel much better after you watch it. Watch it and let me know how you feel. Give them some medicine. Give them a dose of ritual, okay? And after they do, they'll feel fine. They'll be like, I understand, okay? And if they don't, then we need to improve that content until they do feel loved, they do feel belonged, that they feel like their story is correctly emotionally expressed. Okay? All right, so that's the missing piece. That's the piece that I think Buddy and I missed in the design of Booty. And Buddy tells me that if Booty can bring the person through the Q&A and then strategically index and serve the right video, it's even easier to do than the current design. So I'm just like, that's great. That's freaking amazing. Great. Just bring the experience up there, and then it needs to understand that the next step cannot be achievable through constant text back and forth. At some point in a date, you need to go on a date and not keep on texting each other, right? Because you can't build any love and belonging just by texting back and forth, texting back and forth, right? So that's the idea. That's kind of like the moment where we need to transition to a new channel, transition to a new understanding, okay? And if we do that well, then I probably don't need to look at all this videos that have no views, right? As well. I'm like, why do we make all these videos if we're not sharing them with new partners, if we're not sharing them with people who are, doing them? And yes, I do understand these are disembodied videos. These are probably version 1 videos, okay? Disembodied videos are probably feeling there's no protagonist. There's no person being shown that they're learning. Perfect for level 1, okay? No storytelling, just utility, like a manual in a box, okay? But at some point, Apple figured out you don't need the manual. You just need to kind of watch, or I don't know. They probably built the story into the application itself so people can figure it out themselves, okay? Even a 2-year-old will figure out how to use a smartphone. So that's how intuitive this starts becoming. Okay, cool. That's the idea. All right, make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, great. So at this point, the main, here, I'll finish this video now.